You've just tuned into the Creative Life Podcast, the place where creatives go to find inspiration. My name is Jessica, and I'm a creative coach and also the host of this show. Joining me today is Dr. Gibbons, the co-host of this show. So, Dr. Gibbons, tell us, what do we have on today?
Well, we have a very exciting episode. Today we have Virgin Mary Pistol Grip, a local band from Omaha, Nebraska. And they are an independent band that creates raw, emotional rock music that speaks to the heart. And they recently released a new album. But before we get into that, let's have an introduce ourselves.
Absolutely.
My name is Jails, and I'm a singer in the band.
Yeah, my name is Wyatt, and I play guitar and sing backup.
My name is Schroeder J. I'm the drummer, backing vocalist.
I'm DJ, I play bass.
Awesome. Nice to have you all on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
And since you pitched this band, I've actually been listening to them on Spotify, Superplug, that they have just released a new album this year. And if you stay to the end of the episode, you can see a sneak peek into what they've been working on. So I've actually been grooving through them in the car, and I'm really excited to see how and why they're here today and how they can share things that can also inspire our creatives that are listening today. All right, let's kick it off. Dr. Gibbons, you have the first question.
So, current project. Tell me about it.
Where Time Went, the new album that we're putting out. Here we brought along, it's kind of been a process, pre-COVID, I would say it started. Wyatt and I were kind of writing songs and stuff, and then COVID hit, so kind of get stuck, you know. And then after COVID, we jammed for 2 years and came up with these 10 songs, sent them to a producer, and then he gave us a few notes here and there, and went out there, recorded it, came back, recorded some stuff in Omaha, and then sent it back, and just kind of go back and forth. So, and then when it's done, we put it out.
Great.
So.
Great. That's terrific.
That's amazing. So on that, just going to segue into, you talked about COVID and how that was part of your process and also jamming afterwards. And you mentioned a little bit about your process. So your first album was released in 2017, and that was Secret Codes. The last album was released actually this year, and that's called Where Time Went. So let's talk about the process between both albums releasing. You talked about how the first one was released. But what about the second one?
Secret Code, do you want to touch on that one, Wyatt?
Yeah, Secret Codes. Well, that album is pre-me, even being in the band.
Okay.
I joined after that was released. He showed me that stuff and asked me to play guitar for him. So I was like, yeah, I mean, the quality of the stuff's great. So yeah, then I joined, and then we started working on Where Time Went.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that actually leads me to another question. If you were to compare your creative process of developing album 1 and your creative process developing the second album, how would you compare that?
Yeah, well, I guess I'll start because basically I'm the one who did the first one, pretty much. I mean, there was other band members. I'm not saying it was just me. But that was basically my songs, my vision. And then this new album was way more of a collaborative effort where, we want everybody in the band to have a good time. So, I don't want to tell DJ or, what to play. So it's basically just working together more and just listening to each other, listening to our producer, and, changing things that need to be changed,
I'm going to jump in really quick on that. So while I was listening to your album, and really you did talk about the emotions, and it did have that ability to transport me. I mean, there's one song where you're talking about dancing at 2 a.m. at night, another one where you're talking about being in a backyard and we live on forever. And I was just hanging out with family, and I was thinking about that song. I was like, man, I get what they're saying. And so can you tell us about what it means to collaborate on emotions? Because really, when I was listening to it, I could feel the emotions. So how do you do that with 4 people?
I mean, the lyrics they basically come after the music. So a lot of the times Wyatt will have a riff, DJ will have a riff, I'll have a chord progression, and then the lyrics just kind of get built off of that, and then the emotion just comes on daily living. I mean, a lot of it is, one day I just feel this certain way, boom, write these lyrics, have it. Other days, Dragonfly, for example, I had the verse the whole time, didn't have a chorus, and then one day I came home on a rehearsal day and we played it and I did something and then these guys were like, do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do that.
So, so it's kind of like, maybe I don't know what I'm doing sometimes, but now we have 4 of us not knowing what we're doing and
Yeah.
knowing what we're doing at the same time.
That's actually a beautiful synergy
Yeah.
that you can play a riff and then the person can listen to it and it transfers. So its own music is its own language. And so it seems like you all are speaking each other's language and you're sharing it so beautifully that others can join in on it.
Well, we appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the goal overall.
Yeah.
Try to have people relate to what we're saying, what we're playing, feel something,
Right.
be engaged, and understand we're people just like everybody else
Right.
is. So.
Right. I was wondering, you were saying that, usually the music comes first and the lyrics follow. But you had some real intentionality with your lyrics, particularly around some issues with social justice, including suicide prevention. Which, thank you, by the way, for doing that. I appreciate that. Have you experienced backlash from community or other artists? Or what has been the response to that being part of a message?
I would say that for the blue fingernails, the mental health one, I would say most has been positive. I do get occasional, I guess, name calling because I'm a man and I'm wearing nail polish. So occasionally you get some people saying inappropriate things. But
Sure.
the best, not the best part about that is, but there is a positive, which pretty much every time that's happened, I basically just tell them why my fingernails are painted, and then they quickly are like, "I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do that."
Yeah.
Because it's basically like, I'm blue, so are you,
Right.
and so you have been or you
Right.
will be.
Yeah.
It's basically relating to, people.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you.
No problem.
So you were talking about, you had referenced a synergy that comes about.
I absolutely have.
So as you've kind of aged and gone through life and you have these different experiences individually and as a collective, how do you stay authentic in the way that you live and in the way that you present yourself as a creative?
I feel like DJ should answer this question. He's
Okay.
I think for us, it's about being ourselves, honestly, and communicating with each other and knowing what each of us wants out of the music and where we're willing to take the art and trying to find kind of a cohesive vision. And I feel like when we release something, we've all spoken about it and we all feel like we have put our necessary input in, and I feel like we're actually able to speak and play what we want within our group and actually communicate. It's pretty special, honestly. It's one of the best groups I've been a part of musically, so yeah.
Wow, I think that is absolutely amazing because authenticity takes vulnerability. We touched on that before with another guest. And so to hear it in a musical context, the past episode with Leah Baez she was an author. She talked about authenticity in her story. So to hear you, DJ, talk about this and just we all give a part of it. We have a synergy, meaning we've listened to it, we have a part of it. This is where we want to take our art. So it just feels like a collective contribution to expand what is available for people to listen to, for people to connect with. So I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Really.
I love how it's, of course, it's the collective input, but you each get to show up as yourself, and you are contributing what is you, not what this is what we think people want to hear. What's hot right now. You're each presenting a bit of you, yet it comes together, and you've created some really amazing music. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thanks. And I think part of that is that we've all spoken on communication, but it's also knowing expectations and speaking them, because sometimes my expectation might be, hey, next rehearsal, you're going to have the song down, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to say, hey, guys, we're going to play the song next rehearsal. But if I don't say, I need everyone to have all their parts down, we're going to go through it like it's, because then one person might show up, oh, I listened to it a couple times, or, oh, and then the other person's like, well, I don't know the whole thing. What am I doing wasting my time, you know? So it's setting those expectations to where we all, you know, are all on the same page. Because our time is valuable as individuals and as a group. I mean, we don't have to hang out for days, you know, but we all choose to come back and hang out and, you know, make music. I mean.
And it sounds like that intentionality is what allows you to continue that momentum. You just continue to grow, you continue to make more music, and I would imagine the energy of your performances even expand, if I were to take a guess.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to expand on something that you shared, and anyone feel free to jump in on this. But when we're talking about expectations, really you start touching about conflict management. So creatives that are listening to this, and since you brought up the subject, how do you handle that with also keeping that mutual respect? Because it seems like you all have mutual respect, but how do you handle issues with one, saying your expectations or unmet expectations, as well as, this doesn't feel authentic to me?
It's a good question. It's not easy. I mean, you don't want to hear your thing that you made isn't working, or, you know, but holding each other accountable is important. So we're good at that. And, you know, we've agreed to check ourselves on that as people in a band doing something creative. Like, you said a thing, you have to fulfill that thing. So it's like, again, it's not an easy conversation to have, but we understand it's necessary, and the person that agreed to check themselves is usually like, yeah, you're right, I said that. So yeah.
And it sounds like because everyone has their own voice in this, that can be very challenging to maintain that balance, because groupthink is easy. It's easy to just say, oh, that's the direction you want to go? That sounds great, let's do it. Whether or not it sits well with you, if it's true to you. So that's a delicate balance. Bravo on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're lucky. I mean, we happen to like the same sort of styles of music. I mean, different avenues of rock, but what we each do is bring our own specific thing to the table. So it makes it kind of nice. Like, there's a foundation, and then there's like sprinkles, and then there's vocals and lyrics. Jails handles all that. So it's nice. It makes that part of it easy, the creative part of it easy for us.
Yeah, I mean, and to kind of just go off of what Wyatt's saying, so if it is way, you know, I've worked with many musicians, and it isn't easy to like write a song with someone else, because again, like, they want to play an E major or whatever because it's cool, or they made the riff up. But so you have to have people who don't have an ego, and I mean, I know that's like said all the time, but it is very difficult, especially in a town like this. If you go to shows, tons of musicians that are amazing. But if they would, you know, leave their ego at the door and say it's about the song, you know, and then we understand it's about the lyrics, it's about the meaning and the message. Yeah, these guys didn't come in and want to play lead guitar over singing, you know.
Yeah, there's a formula to it. Like, we're fortunate, like I said, because we agree to do it. We are all working towards the same goal. So it's again easy because we get to explore our creative outlet, and it all comes together as a song. So it's nice. Like, we're lucky.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely, I agree. And so let's talk about this. It's called, so you guys call yourselves Unapologetically Passionate Independent Band, Unafraid to Be Themselves. So why do you choose to stay independent? We talked about authenticity. We talked about the mutual respect that we definitely see in the synergy. So why stay independent?
I mean, I would say because, so our producer basically says, what happens is your band gets to the level where you need a label to support, or a label, you don't need them once they want you. So basically, as an independent artist, we just want to get to the point where we have people saying they want us, and then we're going to say, we'll keep doing it our way. You can give us money, but we'll keep doing it our way, you know, get us out there, you know, things like that.
Yeah,
But overall,
distribution.
yeah. I'm not saying money for me, I'm saying money for the
No, exactly. For the group.
for the group.
To keep it going and make it bigger, you know, because they have eyes we don't. And it'll be not impossible, but it's a lot harder when you're independent. So, I mean, I'm not saying I would sell out, but no one's offered. So we're
Yeah,
just
that's
waiting
also
for that
part of
point.
That's also part of it.
So what would be the disadvantages for maybe some of our viewers or listeners who don't know of not being independent? What would be the disadvantages of that?
Nate, you want to handle this? Your uncle, I mean, he's.
I'm good.
You don't know?
I mean, I think one of the primary ones is the creative process. I mean, a lot of bands have talked about that in the past, that once they've signed to a major label or any type of label, you know, you're working with a group of people who are investing in you, and they probably want a certain product, so you're probably going to lose some of your creative individuality there, or independence rather. So you know, it's also hard for me to say though, because I've never been signed to a major label, so who knows. But I mean, we definitely do like having, we do have all the power over the creative process and what we release. So
Yeah, and we do most of our graphic design stuff. Jail's wife, Carissa, does all of our graphic design stuff. So we have
great.
total control of what we put out and what it looks like. And that's just even another level. Jail's handles most of that because he's got the eye for it. So we can express ourselves artistically outside of music with that too. A label might want to do the thing that they tested that worked well, which might not match your vision. Again, I don't know. Like DJ said, I'm not sure, but I've heard it.
That's the word on the streets.
And this is something that a lot of artists contend with, regardless of the medium of art. There is a big decision of, do I go independent? Do I join a collaborative? And it's really your strategy and what you want to do and how you want to pursue forward. Because at some point you decide, how much do I want to scale? And it's a balancing act. For example, you mentioned when you keep growing, how to sustain it. So imagine the merch and the orders and the bands and the interviews and the magazine covers. At some point, you have to grow a staff. Now, either you do that independently with your own self, or you join and you're strategic with a label. So this is something a lot of creatives come against. And I don't think there's a right or wrong or a sellout. I know some people like to use that term, but really it's about growth, you know, and you can grow in either direction.
Right, and it's also, I feel like the label is wanting you because they believe in you as well. So you kind of have to say, well, this label obviously wants to take a chance on us, give us not just, you know, money, but I'm saying like, hey, we want a little creative control because we are giving you the money. We are helping you out. Now, obviously, be yourself, do this, but instead of writing this song, how about we put another song that's more like this song? And I mean, I guess if playing the game is selling out, then I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
But everybody says anything they want, so it doesn't really, you know.
Yeah.
Picasso, no one liked Picasso, and then he dies and he's worth millions. So
Yeah.
I mean, we like playing live music, like at the end of the day as well. So we like playing for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, if we have the ability to go around and play for a bunch of people, we're gonna probably take it. So, yeah.
Right. In all of your social media, you have a lot of your past events, your upcoming events. A recent event, you opened for the Wallflowers.
Oh yeah, that was huge.
That's great.
The Astro inside, yeah.
that was, the River actually Sophia John and Riley, who works at Planet O there, she came to this album release and then saw us and really liked us, and just so happened that Sophia got a call from the Wallflowers management asking if they needed a band, and I don't know if it was in passing how it worked, but she said, you should have Virgin Mary Pistol Grip. And so they listened to us and then said, yeah, sure. And for anyone out there that wants to know, Jacob Dylan is like amazing
Cool
as a
guy.
person. Like we hung out with him, you know, he talked music, he talked business, he talked everything, like straight up, like, yeah, we can do it, but you know, it's not easy. You're
Right.
you're gone 8 months out of the year, you know, things like that. He's, you know,
Yeah, real talk.
so real talk.
Yeah.
He's
great.
because he's a
He really like pulled the curtain back for us, like, you know, on his level of it.
Yeah.
He really did give us a lot of insights. He said a lot of nice things too. So
Great.
he's a good dude.
Including, what did he say about your name?
Oh yeah.
It's pretty
so
cool.
yeah. So basically, he was talking about my name Jails because he's like, where'd that come from? Yada yada yada. And if you know me, I mean, I tell this story every time because my name is Jails. Where am I going with the story again?
What he said about your name.
Oh yeah, he said. So he started naming all these like rock star names like Joe Strummer and like, I mean, like Ozzy. I don't know. And then he's just like, yeah, Ricky Sixx.
Oh yeah.
And then and then he's like, but you were born with yours.
Born with a rock star name.
Yeah, I was born with a rock star name.
That's amazing.
And so I do want to say a funny little thing about that really quick. I know,
Please
you
do.
know, I did joke around with him and told him that it's crazy that his dad, Bob Dylan, who's a lyrical genius to many, came up with the name Jacob Luke Dylan.
But hey, he spelled it with a K.
Yeah, three first names. And then my dad worked at a casino for like 20 years, Navy jails. So
Okay.
casino, Bob Dylan, Scott,
Excellent.
Scoot. Give some props to my dad.
And it all worked out.
And it all worked out.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get into one of our final questions as we get ready to wrap up today. Someone approaches you and says, as your biggest fan and aspiring creative, what is the one rule I should live by? How do you respond?
We talked about this as a band. We were like, should we each answer? But we kind of came up with a few ideas. One is be yourself. Even people out there hate Eddie Vedder's voice. I don't know how they could, but they do. So he's not trying to be anyone else. He's trying to be himself. And then listen is the other key word that Nate came up with back there. Listen, just basically to each other, to the music, to the fans. You can read the room, you know. You can read the room as when you're standing at Trust. We can, you know, sometimes it's a little fun, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So just be yourself.
Yeah, listen's a big one. Just be receptive to ideas and find your thing and do it. Like, just focus on it.
Yeah.
You know, don't try to do too much. Just get really good at the one thing you're really good at. That's what all your attention, that just put it into that, and it will reward you if you do.
Great.
This is all wonderful advice.
I
I think that our creatives at home will really enjoy this. One, you've given them something strategic that they can work on, and also you've given them examples. You've shown how you've all been vulnerable in your process. You've shown also how you've received feedback from others and just inspiration from other artists as well. So I think that our creatives at home can really learn from this, especially our musical artists. And I think a big takeaway is also that no ego. I think that's a big one that you guys, well, Giles, you really talked about too, is that you can be the greatest artist, but if you have an ego and you're not able to collaborate and work with others, that's not going to work. And then Wyatt, you just also mentioned too, just work at what you're good at. You know, keep digging in, keep being there, keep being present. And I think those are great tidbits for our people back at home. All right, so thank you so much for joining us today, and for our audience, wherever you are, please make sure to like us, follow us, click us, and we'll be giving away some merch, and stay tuned to listen to a sneak peek at their new album.
Thank you for tuning in to the Creative Life Podcast, where creatives go for inspiration.
I'm standing at the corner by the bus stop, waiting for a girl to walk by with a dress on. At 2:02, we'll be hitting the floor. Everything will be backwards like it was before. Give me a reason to stay here, chilling in the backyard. Give me a reason to say I wanna live forever. I'm speeding in my blue car on the freeway, wishing for a sign to lead me to a right way. At 5:05, we'll be feeling alive. Everyone will be dancing like they did last night. Give me a reason to stay here, chilling in the backyard. Give me a reason to say I wanna live forever. Give me a reason to stay say I wanna live forever. Give me a reason to stay here, chilling in the backyard. Give me a reason to say I wanna live forever. Wanna live forever. Wanna live forever. Wanna live forever. Give me a reason. Give me a reason.